It is NBA draft time, and it's time to give you the scoop you need. The NBA draft combine just finished up about a week ago, and scouts and teams are starting to evaluate players and working them out privately. Now, a lot of teams are making their minds up about players after the combine and workouts, and let me just say, some of them got it wrong. We're here to tell you about it. Here are the 3 most criminally underrated draft prospects going into this year's draft later this June. We're going to start from the lowest projected draft grade and work our way up, starting off with Imani Bates, the product from Eastern Michigan. This guy is projected as a second-round talent, and he is just oozing with shot-making potential. He's got a Kevin Durant-like frame, 6'10", a little bit skinny with a skill set of a guard. He can get his shot from almost anywhere within half court. He really expanded his shot-making potential. He can hit threes from nearly anywhere at this point. Put up solid stats at Eastern Michigan this year. He was a bit streaky at times, which is one of the knocks on him. The 2 biggest problems that scouts have with this guy is his consistency, his shooting splits. They don't quite love where those were at in his couple of years, both at Memphis and at Eastern Michigan. And then the other thing is he lacks focus a little bit at times on the defensive end. He's had mental lapses there, and people have kind of taken notice of that over his couple of years in college. But in all, how can you not take a chance on this kid that is probably a top 5, maybe 7 playmaker and shot maker in this draft? I think Imani Bates is criminally underrated and needs to be picked near the top of the second round. The second guy that I think is criminally undervalued is Turk Smith, or Turk Smith, the guard from NC State, coming out of school after his sophomore year. This guy's projected as a late first round, maybe early second round draft pick, and I think that is criminally low. Similar to Imani Bates, this guy is an incredible shot maker and playmaker. He's very quick off the bounce, can get to his spot nearly anywhere on the floor, and can hit incredibly tough shots at times. Now, his efficiency wasn't quite where people wanted that to be. That's one of the scouts' biggest knocks on this kid. The other thing is he also measured a little bit small at the combine. He came in just under 6'3". People were thinking this guy was going to be close to 6'4", but he measured a bit small at the combine. That's made his draft stock take a little bit of a hit. The other thing about Turk Smith is this kid weighs 165 pounds at the moment. He is a thin prospect. People don't like that a lot. They think he's going to be out-muscled at times in the NBA, which I do understand. But in all, how can you not take a chance on a kid with such shot-making potential? I think this kid is a playmaker that could lead a bench unit within 2 or 3 years of being drafted into the NBA. I think that's worth a first-round pick. I think a lot of teams that are contending in the playoffs would kill for that right now. I think Turk Smith is criminally underrated and should be considered maybe in the low 20s in this year's NBA draft. Last but not least, the guy that I think is getting criminally underrated the most is Chris Murray out of Iowa. This guy currently projected to go in the 20s, maybe even the late 20s in the draft this June, and I think that is way too low. Coming out of school, out of his junior year, this guy is 6'8". He is a smooth lefty, not exactly super athletic. He's not necessarily quick with the basketball in his hands, similar to Turk Smith or Imani Bates, but he gets to his spot and he hits shots. You cannot argue with his shot-making ability. I think this guy could come in similarly to his brother and be a contributor right away on the wing for a good basketball team. Murray's also a decent defender. He's really good positionally. Again, not super athletic, but he definitely does his job on that end. The 2 things that the scouts are knocking this kid for is his age, first of all. He's coming out of school as a junior, a little bit older than some of the other prospects. Also, his athleticism is not quite where people want it to be for young NBA prospects. I think scouts should take what Keegan Murray did and translate it over a little bit to Chris Murray. I mean, I wouldn't say he's quite the same prospect as his older brother, but man, oh man, I think you have to respect what this kid has done over this past year at Iowa. I would not be surprised if a team took a chance on Chris Murray late in the lottery. I think that's how good he is. If you're okay with drafting an older player, I think it is worth the risk because he's such a high floor player. Now, to me, those are the three most underrated NBA draft prospects right now. Comment down below if you agree with that or if you have any sort of different take when it comes to prospects that are underrated. We're going to be doing NBA draft coverage every single Wednesday until the draft. So if you haven't already, please like and subscribe down below so you do not miss our next episode. If you've already subscribed, well then, disregard this, I guess. Thank you so much for watching this video. Tune into the next one, guys, and we will see you next time.